So it takes hard work, patience, commitment, and also determination to feed your family, especially if you live in the village. So we moved here 10 years ago, and this year will be our 11th year. And we've been able to fully maximize our farm and plant different types of crops here, from maize and beans, bananas, soon getting the plantains so that we can have um, different types of bananas here, because we have the ripe bananas, the green bananas, and now additional plantain. Our farm will be fully stocked. Also, we have the sweet bananas, but we planted the sweet bananas recently. So when you live in the village, uh, most of the time we do not have majority of the things that people have in the city, and that's why step by step, or each and every time, I try and plant these different crops that you can even find in the supermarkets and have them at your doorstep. Living here in the village made me love farming, and that's why, if you've been watching my videos, you know I plant different types of vegetables here, from the ones that are really consumed here and the ones that are consumed locally. And because I plant the one that are consumed here locally, because of also earning an income, like things like cassava is very common to grow here. So many families have grown them here, and because it is a long term crop, we tend to plant them either inside the maize or the bananas. So recently I introduced different herbs here in our kitchen garden, and they're really doing well. But one of the celery, I planted celery a few, like 3 weeks ago, and it is doing really well. And I use my celery in salads. I also there was a day I just decided to make celery juice perfect. So today I want to combine celery, some passion fruit, and some cucumber to make some juice. And I think later on I'm going to add also some mint. So here I rarely buy the store-bought spices, because when our spices are very many in the farm, especially the rosemary, and also I've realized even the thyme, because basil, because it grows very fast. It is easier also to trim them, the leaves, and then dry them, and then you have some basil spice here in the home. And also it is very easy to propagate the basil. That's what I've realized. It grows very fast, and also the seeds grow very fast when they drop on the ground. For thyme, it takes a little bit longer to catch up with the soil, so you just give it some time. Oregano also takes a little bit longer, but I've started propagating. This is another oregano that I've planted, and it is doing perfectly. I'm yet to plant the lavender. It did not do well when I bought the most of the spices that I bought the other time, but I will get it and then plant it. If you want to enjoy living in the village, just bring the city to the village by planting also things that are rarely found here in the village, like the strawberries. So because the heavy rains are back here, it rains take a break of either 2 weeks or sometimes even 3 weeks. But this time round, it extended to 3 weeks. But because the heavy rains are back, I need to do some thinning to our vegetables, especially these vegetables that I planted recently. And the purpose of doing thinning is that you'll be able to give room for the remaining vegetables to grow bigger and healthier. So these are the slender leaf, and there are two ways you can harvest these indigenous vegetables, either by uprooting or you can just tip them. And if you tip them, they will produce more shoots, and they will have so many, you will be able to harvest them for a very long period in the farm. So these are one of the vegetables that you cannot miss here in the village, because one, it is consumed by each and every home here in the village, and also people love it because one, slender leaf is also a herb, and so majority of the homesteads consume it as a vegetable and also as a herb. It has so many health benefits than other than the other vegetables. So I love combining slender leaf and the jute leaves. Jute leaves, our local name for jute leaves is murenda, or some communities call murere, like my community calls murere. So we combine the two and it works perfectly together. And also I want to do thinning for also uh, the jute leaves, because also they grow really slowly, slower than the slender leaf. They grow slow, but when they catch up with the ground, you can harvest them for the next 6 months or even sometimes 7 months. They stay longer in the farm. Nieke hapo. So during the weekend, I visited my mom and I realized she has a very different type of passion fruit. We are used to the normal passion fruit that turns dark, I think blackish, and inside, of course, it is passion inside. So when I saw the fruits, I decided to harvest some and so that I can plant. So when I'm planting my passion fruits, I always wash the seeds, majority of the seeds. But also here I've planted the kawaida, the normal passion fruits that we have also in the market. But I want to add now this one. And I think passion fruits take a little bit longer. I think like 6 months to start fruiting because I have not seen any sign. These ones are 4 months old and there's no sign of flowering. So I also got some black nightshade. I also want to crush them and then wash just to remove the acidity to the seeds and then plant immediately. You can decide to dry the seeds and then you store them or plant after they are dried, but also this is another option of just planting them immediately you harvest the seeds. And because I plant my vegetables on rotation, this is the right time to also plant more seeds, black nightshade seeds in the nursery or just in the kitchen garden so that I do not miss having managu here in the farm. If you really want to be self-sufficient, especially in vegetables or just crop farming, you need to plant your vegetables on rotation. If you're having you planted your vegetables like this week, just give them 2 weeks and then you plant some. So that means each and every time you'll always have that vegetable in your farm. So I'm just going to drop the seeds on the ground and then I will not cover them because it is raining a lot and the seeds are not dry. So chances of rotting will be very high. So the best way is just to drop the seeds and you can decide just to pour some little soil. But because right now it's raining, the seeds will eventually go down the soil because of rain, a lot of rain. So I'm going to wash the passion fruits, and I'm going to use the passion fruit for some for cake, baking a cake, and the rest for the celery and the cucumber that I harvested the other earlier on. I'm going to make some juice with it. It works so perfectly because cucumber has a very flat taste, but if you plant your own cucumbers, you can attest to me that it always has some sweetness in it if you harvest fresh cucumber from the farm. But if you consume the ones that are in the market, because I think because they have stayed in the market for some time, they tend to have a flat taste. But the ones at home, most of the time I just eat my cucumber straight from the farm and just eat them directly. ibaki.
Ndio hizi zingine.
Hiyo ndio ndio keki.
Tupike tu sasa.
Sitafika.
Tukanye juice na keki.
Kwaje?
Tamu.
Really? Hii ndio healthy kushinda hata hizo zenye mnakunywa.
Gani? Ndio wewe vile unapika hii. Ukipata hii
So I wanted to prepare the supper early because I want to also plait my daughter's hair. Monday is school, they are back to school, the holiday is over. So let me prepare the vegetables and then I will cook them directly. I will not boil them first. I will just cook them directly because all the vegetables that I've harvested, they are extremely young. So recently my pot broke, and when we are cooking any vegetable that you use the bicarbonate soda ash, we call here mshereha, it always spoils the sufurias. So I'm using this instant pot to cook my vegetable, and I will just add all the tomatoes, the green onions, and then put the vegetables inside and then cover it for I think 15 minutes and they'll be ready. So we always use the bicarbonate soda ash that just to soften, and also it brings out a very nice taste in vegetables. So it's very common here. I use the beans husks ash. So I burn the beans husks and then the ash that comes from it, I put in that container, and then a container that has holes at the bottom, and then put water. So after some time they will produce that liquid at the bottom, and that's what we use here majority of the times in our vegetables. After 10 minutes, you can turn your vegetables, and majority of the time it is always ready. Like my vegetable here, it is ready, and we are going to have ugali, and then what do we call omena, and our vegetables. And because I want to start plating my daughter's hair, our video will end right now. So that is it for us today. So thank you so much. If you have watched this video till the end, please do not forget to like, comment, and also subscribe to my YouTube channel. So thank you so much. I will see you in my next video. For now, it's bye bye.